Welcome to Wonder Why Wednesdays, everybody. Today's question is, what is the best yogic sequence to strengthen and lengthen the spine to better our meditation posture and practice? Let's jump into these 7 poses which will strengthen your spine and your core, as well as your meridians, activating your meridians, including the sciatic nerve. Let's take a look. Begin in tabletop pose, making sure the feet and the knees are aligned with the hands. And inhale, filling up the belly, lifting the head. And then exhale, dropping the head, emptying the belly and arching the back. You're going to do this movement 4 or 5 times. On the final inhale, you're going to push up, exhale into down dog. Making sure toes are pointing forward, lined up with hands, and weight is distributed evenly on all 4 of the limbs. Sinking that head and those ears into the shoulders while drawing the chest closer to the ground. And also feeling that stretch in the calves and hamstrings, allowing the heels to get closer. All nose breathing. Take about 8 full breaths on your first down dog here. We're only going to do 2 down dogs. Try to find peace in this pose. Deep nose breathing down to the belly. Exhale, jump or step both feet up to the top of the mat. Looking up in a brief squat, and then exhale, falling into forward bend. Letting the hands drape naturally. No need to really pull a lot here on this first one. Just kind of bend at the hips, making sure you're micro bending the knees a little bit. And falling forward with the head and the arms. Go ahead and exhale your way, slowly unfurl up into mountain pose, bringing the hands to heart center. Take a breath and then exhale the hands above the head, all the way up, then look at the hands. Bend back, inhale, hold the breath. Exhale forward, bring the hands down to heart center. And keep the back straight. Fall forward into another forward bend. We're pulling apart those nodules of the spine. We're pulling apart the vertebrae, allowing the spinal fluid to run up and down the cerebral column, bending at the hips. Making sure we're feeling that stretch in the hamstrings, the sciatic nerve. Go ahead and inhale. Bring the 2 peace fingers around the big toes. Bend the back, or straighten the back. Look up. Take a deep inhale and then exhale, both palms on the mat. Jump or step back into plank. Slide down. And don't touch the ground. Slide forward, toes. Inhale, look up. And exhale back into down dog on the bottoms of the toes for your second and final down dog. Making sure you're getting a little bit of depth. Try to work the weight to the inside parts of the hands. Make sure the fingers are spread and those toes, those feet and those hands are about shoulder width apart. Breathe deeply in this pose. Take about 4 to 6 breaths here in down dog before you then again exhale, jump or walk the feet forward, standing up for your final forward bend. Take a breath reach down this time a little bit more. Feel that stretch. Breathe. This time then, inhale, bend the knees, and exhale, raise the hands in the air and the arms straight, palms facing one another for a salutation. Breathe 4 complete breaths. Feeling that burning in the thighs and the quads, and bending that back so that the lumbar curve is extended. Exhale back down into forward bend. Go ahead and take one more final stretch right there. And go ahead and inhale. Grab the toes with the peace fingers. Look up. Straighten the back. One good stretch. Exhale. Hands down. This time just go right onto the knees. And sitting up on the knees, you're going to drop back into camel pose. Camel pose, grabbing the heels, opening the chest, allowing the head to go back and the chin to go up. Take 4 complete breaths into the chest center. Stretch that back. Allow that head to drop. If you want, you can go deeper down to the fingertips on the floor. Take a couple of breaths and exhale to one side and bring yourself up. And then sit into Vajrasana, which is just on the knees. If you can't sit on the knees all the way, you can keep your hands at your sides to kind of support yourself, but allow those knees to release and the muscles to relax and allow the blood to flow for a moment. Take about 3 to 5 breaths here. This is very good for digestion, also helping us with our knees during our meditation so that we could sit in easy pose or auspicious pose. Okay, final pose. Well, not quite final. We're going to do pigeon. Pigeon, you're going to bring the knee up. Let's bring the left up first and make the leg into a shape. Without laying on the butt, you're going to lay forward on the knee, the front knee, and keeping the glute muscle or the butt off the ground, sink down and allow yourself to nestle into that stretch of the glute muscle. This will greatly increase your flexibility as far as sitting in lotus or auspicious pose. And you can lay in pigeon for as long as you feel comfortable. This is a very deep stretch, and you can just breathe your way through. For purposes of the video, we're going to switch and bring our other leg up, L shape, and making sure that foot is facing the side. And then falling forward. If you can't fall forward without touching the butt on the ground, that's okay. But if you can, keep that butt off the ground and stretch that glute muscle. Whatever you do, just try to engage that glute muscle or those sets of glute muscles in the behind. Take deep, long, slow breaths in this position. Now we're going to go onto the back for a gentle twist. You have the option of doing a seated or a laying leg extension if you'd like before this, but either way, you want to eventually bring the knee into the chest. Take the opposite hand. So if you bring the right knee, take the left hand and drape the knee across your body, making sure that that foot is touching the ground and that your right arm is extended open to the other side. You can look over your right shoulder gently and breathe deeply, sinking into the earth in this pose. As long as you see fit, 5 or 6 complete breaths should be fine. Bring the knee back over very gently, being gentle. This is good for the kidneys, the lower back, and the sciatic nerve, the hips. Bring that other knee into the chest if you'd like to do that leg extension for however long you'd like. And then bring that knee into the chest and twist the other side. Take the knee back, and for our final pose, we're going to come to the front of the mat and fall into a nice child's pose. Bring the knees to the edges of the sides of the mat all the way, then sink down and allow the third eye to touch the mat. Allow those shoulders to stretch open, those palms reaching way above your head, and feeling that stretch in the inner thighs. Go ahead and breathe deeply. If you'd like to further loosen the muscles in the inner thighs, after this you can come up and sit in this squat position with your elbows on the inner ends of your knees, fingers pointed on the ground, and then you'll just push and breathe. This is called a butterfly, keeping those balls of the feet for stabilization, and breathe, pushing wider. You'll feel the stretch in your inner thighs here. This will also help you with meditation poses. Thank you for watching Wonder Why Wednesday. These are the 7 best yogic postures that best strengthen and lengthen the spine for meditation. Sat Nam. Ashe.